investigators found a fire pit on a rural property outside Brisbane. Burnt alcohol wipes, zip ties, a mobile phone, and a piece of paper with the details of a man's family written on it. 3 men have been charged with extortion in this case. Police have never revealed what anyone wanted. No demand, no ransom, no explanation. Just a man who vanished from his own apartment, and evidence that he was moved through as many as 8 locations before he died. 3 men are in custody right now. What this case still hinges on is what they wanted. Welcome to the Hidden Chapters, uncovering the truth behind every crime. To everyone around him, Andrew Burow simply stopped existing. His family couldn't reach him. His phone went silent. Days later, detectives would allege he'd already been taken. Investigators believe he wasn't killed where he disappeared. They believe he was driven location to location across southeast Queensland, as many as 8 sites, over roughly 5 days. 5 days, 8 locations. And somewhere on that route, according to what police would later charge, 3 men were also trying to extort something. We still don't know what. He was 56, a father, a cybersecurity expert in Kelvin Grove, inner city Brisbane. His family called him caring, generous, someone always willing to help. No public feud, no warning signs on record. His disappearance wasn't reported until August 24th, 3 days after police allege he was taken. Out of character, his family said. By August 26th, detectives stopped calling it a disappearance. They started calling it suspicious. But that's not the strangest part. Investigators allege Andrew was taken from Kelvin Grove on August 21st, not killed that day, moved. Detectives believe he was driven to multiple locations over the following days. Ultimately, they'd allege 8 separate sites, 8 locations. Whatever happened wasn't confined to one place. An incident center was stood up on August 27th. Brisbane's Homicide Investigation Unit took over the case. And somewhere in that stretch of days, investigators would later return to a fire pit on a rural property that nobody outside the case has ever fully explained. Detectives then found something they weren't expecting. On September 2nd, 12 days in, Andrew's body was found beside a rural road near Maidenwell. A tip from the public led police there. One detective said it plainly afterward. Every tip matters. Here's what doesn't line up. Investigators allege Andrew died on or around August 25th. His body wasn't left at that roadside until the day after, the 26th. A body moved once more after death. That's part of why the charges didn't stop at murder. One of them was interfering with a corpse. Then another discovery complicated everything. On October 8th, 3 men were charged. 26, 38, 57. Detectives allege the 26-year-old from North Lakes knew Andrew personally. What that relationship was has never been made public. All 3 face the same 4 charges: murder, kidnapping, interfering with a corpse, and extortion. 3 of those charges tell one story. Extortion needs another piece, a target, a demand, something someone was meant to hand over. None of that has been disclosed. Not the demand, not who it was made to, not whether anything was ever paid. All 3 men were refused bail. And the one item recovered from that fire pit that investigators have never explained publicly? The piece of paper. Andrew's family's details, written down and burned. Nobody outside the case knows why it existed or who wrote it. One thing has to be said plainly here, because it shapes everything in this video. This case hasn't gone to trial. Nobody has been convicted. Under Australian law, all three men are presumed innocent. And everything in this video is currently allegation, not proven fact. So we're not filling in the extortion demand. We're not guessing at the 8 locations. What we do know, a homicide unit canvassed a significant stretch of southeast Queensland to find him. A stranger's tip led police to his body. And his family, given almost nothing but grief, asked only for privacy, closing their statement with one line: "Terrible things can happen to good people." 3 men are in custody right now for a crime with a motive nobody's explained. Somewhere in a Queensland courtroom, a jury will eventually hear what that piece of paper in the fire pit was actually for. We don't have that answer today. But when this goes to trial, we'll be back with the update. Until then, this is where it stops. Not because it's finished. Because it isn't. Yet.
If this case stayed with you, you're not the only one. And if you're ready for the details most people miss, there's more waiting in the full Hidden Chapters playlist.